Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bashem Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and also honor and salutations to those of you who are of the hopeful elect and are out there teaching the word in sincerity and truth. All right, so today I want to talk about something that I touched on yesterday at camp, which was the men that have been a part of the truth in some capacity, whether they be in GMS or otherwise, and you know what, I specifically want to talk about those who left GMS because I really don't know who leaves these other camps. Typically, when they leave those other camps, they come over here. But I wanted to talk about those men who left GMS and you know and were powerful speakers, right? And they left from us, right? And then their faith dwindled, and now you don't see them at all, right? Which is unfortunate, but it is what it is, right? And I was thinking about it a little while ago. I said, you know, at least Sakari, right? No matter how you may feel about him, when those men left GMS, they at least continued in their work, right? I feel like they're a little extra sometimes, but at least they continued in what it is they do, right? But that's we can't say the same for some of the men that were so called a part of GMS. But so I didn't want to specifically talk about people or the people, right? I didn't want to talk about them, but the idea of not continuing in the faith, right? And it's interesting. What's interesting about all of this is that this morning I was taking a look at the Elder Apostle Bar in a video that he put together. It was a response to something that the brother Baraka Bar had said in regards to Fopi and them saying that they're not coming out anymore. So I mean, so I didn't watch the whole. It's like a 10-minute spot that the Elder Apostle Bar did. I didn't watch the whole thing. I just kind of, was listening to it. I said, you know what, that's what I'm going to talk about. So I came out and started doing the show here. But I plan to finish watching it. But anyway, that's an interesting statement, right? To say that you're not coming out anymore on the highways and byways. And so I started thinking about it, like how could I approach what I wanted to say, and what came to mind, what the Spirit gave me was, you got a lot of people in Israel, and this is not a new thing, right? This is something that has been going on in Israel for a long time. This is why we're in this captivity in the first place, right? Um, but what happens is you have people who want to um, dictate their own terms for how the truth is performed, right? They wanna like the scriptures say, go about to establish their own righteousness. As a matter of fact, I have it pulled up here. Let me start at 1. This is Romans 10:1. It says, brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to the Most High for Israel is that they might be saved. For I bear them record that they have a zeal of the Most High, but not according to knowledge. For they, being ignorant of the Most High's righteousness, and going about to establish their own righteousness, have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of the Most High, right? So they go around and they dictate the terms of what the truth is, but the scriptures have already done that. It has already dictated what we're supposed to do in this time as men of the Lord, right? We're supposed to go out on the highways and byways and teach the word, and there's no way around it. There's no way around it. If the Lord Yahweh Shai was on the earth today, um, this is what he'd be doing. If all the apostles were on the earth today, this is what they'd be doing, right? And granted, right, like when you read the scriptures, the apostles and other men of the Lord that were teaching of the Lord Yahweh Shai may or may not have set up a form the way we do, like like to a T, right? But the point is this, right? Going out on the highways and byways has a function to it, right? And that function is to show that you believe in this thing. As a matter of fact, uh, let me do it like this. Whoa, what's going on here? What's going on here? Bear with me for a second here. I don't know what's happening. What you got going on, Satan? Let's try that again. Let's try it again. Oh, shit. What happened? What the hell is going on with this site? You know what? Is all of them doing that? It probably will. So we'll just go to the other one. Let's see. It won't stop this show, Satan. Alright, yeah, this is James 2:18. It says, Yea, a man may say thou hast faith, and I have works. Show me thy faith without thy works, and I will show thee my faith by my works. Right? So going out on the highways and byways has a function. And that function is you are going out and putting your face and reputation on what you believe, right? Because you could possibly lose your job. Maybe your boss might walk by. You might lose relationships. Maybe some family members or friends that you may have near and dear to your heart might see you, right? You are putting your face and your reputation on what you say you believe, and that's important, right? And I say that when I think about this a lot. Like, you got a lot of people who come who are our detractors, who have something to say about GMS or have something to say about the men of the Lord that are on the highways and byways. And my response to them always is, well, why don't you go set up your own forum and teach what it is you believe in the affirmative, right? It's easy to wait for somebody else to set something up and then try to knock it down. But it's more difficult and it's more honorable to say what you believe in the affirmative, right? And I always tell people that go set up your own thing. Why you messing with us, right? So that's the function of going out on the highways and byways. You are proving that you believe what you say you believe. You are proving that you stand on the things that the scriptures say by going out on the highways and byways, because your name and reputation are on it. Your face is on it, right? So when you say we're not going out no more, I mean, you're not really doing nothing. Anybody can doctor up something on the internet and say what they believe. But when the highways and byways is the crux of this thing, man. That's where people go and see us walking through not walking through the street, but they're walking through the streets, and they see us. That's where the weight is, you know. So I read that. There's another one I wanted to go to. This is Matthew 22. I'll start at 8. It says, Then saith he to his servants, The wedding is ready, but they which were bidden were not worthy. Go ye therefore into the highways, and as many as ye shall find, bid to the marriage. So those servants went out into the highways and gathered together all as many as they found, both bad and good, and the wedding was furnished with guests. Right? So that's what we're commanded to do. Go out on the highways and byways. Put your name on it. Put your face on it. Put your reputation on it. Right? When you read of the apostles in the scriptures, they were traveling all around the word to push this all around the world to push this word, right? And like in like cases of Paul, right? His reputation reached far out into all the known world, man. Right? Oh, this is that guy that they was talking about. This is that dude, you know? And for both of his, but for both really, because if you think of Paul, you think of two different parts of his life, right? He had a life as Saul, who was persecuting the church, and then he had a life as Paul, where he was building the church, right? And in both lives, he had a fervent heat to what he stood on, right? And he carried that fervent heat into trying to build the church, and that his reputation preceded him, man. So they put their reputation on it, their name on it, their face on it. They proved that they believe what they say they believe. You got somebody who getting on a boat. Matter of fact, I will do this. I don't know exactly where that scripture is. I think I'm spelling this right. Nope. Oh, I put two K's. Let's see. Try that. This is it right here. I want Yo, what is going on with this site, bro? This shit is tripping. It's still pulled up. 2 Corinthians 11:25. Man, maybe I should start paying. Like, I always get scared because when the site comes up, I don't really be wanting to donate no money, but I should, I think I should. But fuck it, man. I'm gonna just go ahead and keep going. This is 2 Corinthians 11:20. I'll start at 22. Hopefully, it don't glitch any further. It says, are they Hebrews? So am I. Are they Israelites? So am I. Are they the seed of Abraham? So am I. Are they ministers of Hamashiach? I speak as a fool. I am more, and labors more abundant, and stripes above measure, right? And prisons more frequent, and deaths often, or oft, Salakia. Of the Jews, 5 times received I 40 stripes, save one. Thrice I was beaten with rods. Once was I stoned. Thrice I suffered shipwreck. A night and a day I have been in the deep, in journeyings often, in perils of water, in perils of robbers, in perils by mine own countrymen, and perils by the heathen, and perils in the city, and perils in the wilderness, and perils in the sea, and perils among false brethren, in weariness and painfulness, and watchings often, and hunger and thirst, and fastings often, in cold nakedness, beside those things that are without, that which cometh upon me daily, the care of all the churches. Who is weak and I am not weak? Who is offended and I burn not? If I must needs glory, I will glory of the things which concern mine infirmities. Right? So, in other words, somebody that believes, or somebody that doesn't believe, is not going to go through all of this. As soon as he receives a little bit of resistance, he's going to stop. Right? He traveled. This is what made me think of the scripture. He traveled on the waters for days in boats. And if for those of you who have been in boats, right, for a long period of time, even for a few minutes, that buoyancy, it gets uncomfortable after a while. And it's so funny. It's so different walking on a boat than it is walking on land. Because I went from my job. We went to um volunteer with these kids, and we went whale watching and all kind of shit. So we on this boat, and I remember when we got back to shore, walking on land felt like it felt harder than it normally does. Like, just like, not harder as in difficult, but harder as in like more firm. I'm like, damn, this shit is it was a weird transition from walking on the boat to walking on land. So imagine doing that for long periods of time, man. That man believed in this thing, man. You can't deny him of that, right? So this was their level of the highways and byways. This was that for them. They were going out into all the world teaching the word, and you couldn't deny it because their work spoke for itself. Okay. I got another scripture here. Proverbs 1:20. It says, "Wisdom crieth without; she uttereth her voice in the streets. She crieth in the chief place of concourse, in the openings of the gates. In the city she uttereth her words, saying, How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge." Right? So in the chief places of concourse is where this word goes out, man. Because that's where the people are. You know, I remember we were down. Where were we? We were in Dudley for a long time, Dudley Station, and it was mostly Jake down there. And the apostles had come to visit, and they went downtown and they saw, the different types of people that you could get, and they said it would be a good idea for us to set up camp there, and we did, man. And we did, because it's the chief place of concourse. That's where everybody in the city is. People that are tourists from out of town, that's where they are, right? So that's where we set up camp, man, and we've been there ever since. In the chief places of concourse, right? So that's where you're supposed to be. People don't know your YouTube channel. The only people that watch Fopi is us. Or and quite frankly, the only people that watch our videos is us in them, or back and forth, right? To be honest, like, it's not something that some person that's walking down the street would just go look up, right? So, being on the highways and byways is important, man. It's important. It shows that we believe in this thing. All right. I got a couple more scriptures here, I think. What's this? What's that? Pull this up for? I brought this up for something. Bear with me for a second. I brought this up for something. Boom. Here we go. I'm gonna start at 34. This is Romans 8 and 34. It says, "Who is he that condemneth? It is Hamashiach that died, yea rather, that is risen again, who is even at the right hand of the Most High, who also maketh intercession for us. Who shall separate us from the love of Hamashiach? Shall tribulation, or distress, or persecution, or famine, or nakedness, or peril of sword? As it is written, for thy sake we are killed all the day long. We are accounted as sheep for the slaughter." Right? So it doesn't end, right? And this is why the scripture says in Second Ezra, the 16th chapter, "Then it shall be known who are my chosen," right? Because the resistance that we're gonna get, the kickback that we're gonna get, the sedition that for against those that fear the Lord, that's gonna come, is not gonna stop us from continuing on in our faith, man. Lord will, you know. And what is it for you? What is your excuse? You get a little bit of resistance, and you don't teach anymore. So was it the truth? What, like, it makes me question, what were you in it for? Were you in it for the pleasure of the people that were around you, or were you in it to receive salvation? Because if you were in it to receive salvation, then why stop? Okay, you had a difference in opinion for something that was said, but you changed the whole thing. You changed the whole doctrine, and then not. And the person that's in mind is like those guys from Tried and Refined, right? You changed the whole doctrine. Everything is wrong now, and then now you're not out there at all. That's what kind of man are you? You know, a little bit of resistance came, and you fell out entirely. Is it the truth? And if it is, the scriptures tell you what you're supposed to be doing. Right? Don't change it. Don't change it what the scriptures say. When they say highways and byways, that was a parable. Nah, man. Go out on the highways and byways, if only for its function, which is to prove to the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, that you believe in this thing, man. That you're willing to put your name and reputation and face on what you say you believe. You know? What's this one? Yeah. Yep. I'm gonna start at 28. This is John 19 and 28. "After this, Yahushua, knowing that all things were now accomplished, that the scripture might be fulfilled, saith, I thirst. Now there was set a vessel full of vinegar, and they filled a sponge with vinegar, and put it upon hyssop, and put it to his mouth. When Yahushua therefore had received the vinegar, he said, It is finished, and bowed his head, and gave up the ghost, gave up the spirit." Right? So he did his job until it was done, man. Until it was finished. And we're not done. If I say this, and this is really is for me, to keep reminding myself to continue on, is if I'm not dead and I'm not in a chariot, then I have no excuse to stop. I don't have no excuse. There's gonna be dozens of reasons, but there's no excuse because I said I believed in it. I said it. I said it. I believed in this. I'm the one that put my hand to the plow through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. I put my hand to the plow. I said I believe this, so I can't stop. I can't. I can't. I can't. I can't. I'll say this, man, and I say it modestly and humbly. I've never done anything like this before, and I'm not talking about the truth. The truth, I've obviously never done anything like this before because there's nothing like it. But what I mean is, I've never embarked on something and started it and continued in it. I've never done anything like that before in my life, you know. And and by the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, I pray and hope that I continue, even with resistance, even when it gets hard. I hope that I can continue. Um, and what's funny to me, what's the most funny thing to me is how they try to justify themselves and not going out, man. That's how you found out about the truth. Was no internet in this guy Kornoff's time. There was no internet. You found out about this truth because you was walking down the street and you saw somebody on the highways and byways teaching the word, or maybe a friend told you that he saw them on the highways and byways, right? But there was no internet, right? You heard it because there were men out there working, and that's your duty too, man. Stop trying to justify yourself. As long as it's different from what GMS is doing, they're comfortable, quite frankly. And that's really my another problem I have with them, you know. But whatever, man. Whatever. At the end of the day, it's between you and the Most High, and that's really who you're turning your back on, not us, or not even your congregation. Even you're turning your back on Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, who had the decency to allow you to hear this word, man. Had the grace and mercy to allow you to hear this word. All right, so that's it, man. That's all the scriptures I had up there. Hopefully that was edifying. I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Bashim Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honor and salutations to the elect. And with that, I say shalom.